Hi there, welcome to Monetize Your Business podcast conversations in partnership with FNB. This week's conversation is an interesting one because we are chatting to Mhlonishwa, who's going to be talking to us all about real estate. Now, chatting to a real estate entrepreneur for me is absolutely fascinating because it's such an interesting topic, so nice and broad. And in fact, Papa Biz, you and I have an interest, a vested interest within the real estate space. So I'm excited for today's conversation. How are you feeling?
I'm good, and I'm looking forward to this. One aspect when we talk to different people about that we have multiple businesses, we've also got business in property, and I always look forward to discussing with other property professionals because I'm always looking to learn more. So I'm glad that you can be here with us.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for the invitation. This is such an honor as well. And I'm very passionate about social entrepreneurship, and I like to express, some of my journey especially. So being here is an opportunity to do that and to expose people to certain opportunities. And yeah.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start at the very beginning of your journey. Perhaps you can tell us a little bit more about who you are, where you come from, just that early foundational upbringing.
Yeah. So Mhlonishwa Winston Kunene, and I was born in Swaziland. I lived with my dad my entire life here in the East Rand.
Okay.
And so I don't want to say I'm a farmer, but I grew up in a farm. But I think I pretty much started entrepreneurship at a very early age. My dad used to force me to go out there and sell spinach and
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'd like to say I've been exposed to entrepreneurship from a very young age. Myself, I know this sounds cliche, but I'm a golfer. I play golf.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
Here we go, golfers. Oh no! So many have been trying to get me into that. Oh no! I'll forgive you. Continue. Yes.
Yeah, so I enjoy playing golf. I enjoy spending time with my family.
Okay.
And most of all, I enjoy reading, and I spend most of my time in my business as well. Yeah.
Now, tell me, as you were growing up, you said growing up on a farm. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so my dad has a farm in the Eastern Brakpan. So he did more. It was more as animal husbandry. So vegetation. So he would grow crops, and then we would put them into the market. We used to go to like City Deep and all these different places.
Wow!
Go into and on the location areas within Brakpan. So Guatema, Foslo, and we used to sell a lot of spinach. Spinach was our biggest product, I would say, because every year that's where he used to cash in a lot.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So I grew up. I was exposed to all of that. I used to go with my mom. We used to literally go sell. I used to do door knocking.
Wow, look at that.
For spinach.
Wow.
Yeah, hello, Tingsumroho.
Yeah.
So that's my bringing up. Fortunately, also, I went to a very good school. So my dad took me to one of the best schools in the East Rand.
Oh, wow.
Woodlands International College.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so...
Through spinach, look at that.
Hey, that is very, very impressive.
Yeah, no, for sure. So... I was basically exposed to a lot of different cultures as well, because it's an international school. So I think I formed a lot of relationships there as well from a very young age. That's basically my bringing up. I was always a soccer player. I used to win a lot of medals. And,
oh, really?
Yeah, I was like a school captain.
Oh, nice.
When I was in grade 8, I became the school captain for the senior team.
What position did you play in football?
Left wing.
Left wing?
Yeah.
Okay, I played striker.
You're a striker?
Yes, I've got...
You know, would have gelled very well. Yeah, so I've always wanted to be a soccer player. And then my dad hated that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, he took my boots away. He burnt my boots.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
He wanted you to focus on business or schooling.
Actually, he wanted me to get a degree. So he didn't even like the idea of me doing business.
Okay.
He always wanted me to become an engineer.
Okay.
Petroleum engineer, to be specific.
Wow, that's very specific.
Yeah, so he always envisioned me to, go to the best university, become the top student and get into that space. And I guess I resented him a little bit for that because I've always wanted to be a soccer player at that time, you know. But I think when I obviously matured a little bit, you know, towards grade 9, grade 10, I started being exposed to like a lot of different things one can go into when choosing a career. And entrepreneurship was one of them. You know, entrepreneurship is everywhere.
It is.
Essentially.
It is.
I think so my at that time my vision was not I want to become an entrepreneur. I just wanted to get into a sector and dominate. You know, and that's when I started looking at soccer as a maybe it won't happen. I don't have the support from my dad anyway.
Okay.
You know, so yeah.
Okay.
In a nutshell, that's
Interesting.
a little
So
bit about my
what did you
growing up.
then go on to study?
So I actually dropped out of grade 11.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I dropped out of grade 11. I went to just not to confuse the audience. So in grade 10, I was selling cold drinks, right? So the school stopped selling cold drinks because they were supporting a healthy lifestyle.
Okay.
No one was for that.
Yeah.
So I saw an opportunity to go to some of the guys that we formed relationships with when, you know, selling spinach and all of these other things. And I said, can I get stock from you at a low cost for cold drinks? And then I'd sell them at school.
Oh, wow.
So I used to bring a bag and literally sell the cold drinks to
Wow.
all my peers.
So you were an entrepreneur
Yeah.
early
From
on.
early on. I actually got in trouble for that. They caught me because they started singing a lot of
Of course,
cold
they got in the coming out of that back. You can't stick that in.
yeah. So yeah, eventually I got caught. I got in trouble. Some teachers were quite impressed. My dad was obviously not, and then the school principal was not. But from that time, that's when I discovered my, I'd say, purpose. Yeah, I think that's when I knew I was ready I was born for this. But the story doesn't sound as fancy as I dropped out and things went pew. So
Of course.
I went to my brother in Guatemala. I stayed with him in a little house that he had, and he also wanted me to pay bills. You know, and here I was thinking, how am I going to make money now?
Yeah.
So I started looking for business ideas. So it was really a rough patch that I went through. Eventually, long story short, I obviously got into real estate, which we'll get into how I got into that. And then I got the necessary qualifications. So I went for my real estate qualification, for my NQ4s, you know. So I've never gotten a metric, but I went on to do my school accreditation.
Okay.
Tell me, you know, often at times when we look back in hindsight, when we do go through these difficult times and we're just not sure, gosh, how am I actually going to crawl myself out of here? What are some of the biggest lessons you learned when your chips were down that kind of helped you to be able to pull yourself out of that space?
Yeah, so sure. Unfortunately, what I've realized, and I think even recently, so been in the real estate sector for 9 years now, right? But there are moments where even when business is down, just like the time when I left school and things were down, getting support is very difficult.
Yeah.
You're literally on your own.
Yeah.
And I think that has taught me to learn to be independent. That has also taught me to really take preemptive measures and in a lot of things that we do. Personally, that I do as well. So what I can take from that is also it's a blessing. Being down there is such a blessing. Because that's where the creativity comes in place. You know, that's where you start, you genuinely do the things you're supposed to do to make it work.
Yes.
There's entrepreneurs that, and I'm not looking down on entrepreneurs when I say this with the utmost respect. There's entrepreneurs that open businesses, open CIPC documents, do all of these necessary things. And then they go post out there, I'm a CEO of this company. That's not what it's about.
Yep.
It's not about the
It's
glitz and
not
glam.
about the glitz and glam. So I think I've adapted into that mentality as well, and I think that has helped me a lot in pivoting through situations.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And how did the interest then develop into real estate?
So when I dropped out of school, So one of the things that I will give credit to is the support I did get at that time.
Okay.
I spoke about not being able to get support. So I was the school captain, right? I was like the most likable person in the school. So the parents sort of followed up on my story. So when I dropped out, I still had friends invite me over for, dinner, events, and so fortunately the one time I got invited by a friend of mine. So his family owned a recruitment company. They've now sold it for millions. But they owned a recruitment company, and during that lunch session, I was actually asked to become a receptionist for their company.
Okay.
So I think for me, as much as I didn't have a plan, when I dropped out, I had the opportunity to actually get into corporate. From a very young age.
Was this now like them throwing you a lifeline?
Yeah, no, wow, yeah.
When you look at it now, I was like,
yeah, actually, yeah. So they gave me the opportunity to come into the firm. So I was a receptionist. So I used to get all the CVs that would come in, right? So I got to see all the job opportunities that would come in. I was always well spoken. So they trust me with that, that department. So I then saw an opportunity to become a real estate agent as an entrepreneur for a Pam Golding agent.
Okay.
I took on that opportunity because all I saw there was become an entrepreneur in real estate. And then for me, that was like, I'm going to go for this.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's how I got into real estate. I called up the lady. I got an interview with her. She was sold within 5-10 minutes. She's already asking me, when can you start? So I was like, okay, cool. This is going to work.
Yes.
And that's how I got into. So I joined Pam Golding as an intern. But she used to exploit me. Like I used to literally all the for sale boards and all the for sale signs. I used to put those up every weekend. I used to do like all the PA. She had a PA, but I also used to do all the PA work for her, and I'd still get like nothing, So, but I was resilient. 3 months down the line, I increased her sales portfolio, right?
Oh, wow.
And the manager got to see that. It was through my hard work. And also, I always knew she wanted to promote me, but she just didn't know how because she didn't want to take me away from the agent. So eventually she called me in. She said, listen, you can, everything you're doing, this is the job. This is the job that can make you in this industry.
Oh, wow.
And you should go on your own. With our support, of course. Took on that opportunity. My first year, I literally sold 12 houses.
Oh, wow.
Myself. Yeah.
12. Oh.
Yeah, I did 12 houses.
Okay.
That's averaging more than like one a month.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And in the sector, essentially, I always say this, even years later, I always say this. When things are bad, all you do is you pick up the phone and you call. So it's a numbers game.
Yes.
I used to call 100 people in a month.
Wow.
Amazing.
And whether I had a successful lead or a discouraging lead, I still stuck to the numbers. So one would go, you're a genius, you had a PhD in real estate. No. I just picked up the phone and called. So my cold calling it contributes to the success of my sales that year.
So you'd call people potentially interested in selling their homes, or you calling people potentially interested in buying?
So selling.
Okay.
So it's a listings. So if you have, it's like assets. If you have the asset, so if you have the listings, you're able to attract.
Yes, the people
that are looking for the asset. So that was the best training I've ever gotten from shout out to Kim, the manager for Pam Golding at that time. She really showed me how it works, and I used to stick to that rule, and it really showed me. I mean, there was a time I listed a house for 10 million. This was when I was 20 years old. So I listed a house when worth 10 million rand.
Sure.
Amazing.
And that time it was a bit shocking for me because you wonder, this person is obviously wealthy. how do you trust a young black man like myself with not so much experience in the game to come and sell your property? And I think so. It is a thing that I had to deal with for a long time, my self-esteem and all of that. But I think as you call, you realize that's where the selling point is. That's your confidence comes from doing the work every single day until you get to a point where whether they doubt you or not, you can still deliver. You know, so yeah, I think that's for me. That's basically my journey and how I got into the sector.
Okay, well,
Sure, that is incredibly, incredibly impressive. And I must say, I would be interested to find out what are some of the lessons you've learned in, number one, cold calling and being able to convert, but also in building people's trust. Because first and foremost, you had to build Pam Golding's trust. Then you built your trust with Kim. Then you built your trust with the sale of the 10 million rand property, and so on and so forth. What are there certain strategies that you're using to be able to do that?
Yes, definitely. I think I've been to so many different interviews where I actually expose our strategies. It's literally in the public. But and I think this works for any business essentially. So I spoke about the problems I experienced, right?
Yes.
Access to markets. It's young. Do we trust you? Inexperienced. So I had to record every win. I had to document all my successes. So if you're talking about social media presence, if you're talking about Google, you're talking about testimonials, you're talking about reviews. So I had to go towards telling the story. So I used to share. So every time I sold a house, I would literally have a bottle of champagne and a handshake in front of the house and a for sale sign with my details on.
I love that.
I used to do a lot of that.
Oh, wow.
And then I used to put that in my presentations as well when I used to approach sellers. And I think that built a lot of trust, especially in the area. And then eventually, the name became bigger in the industry. I started getting invited to podcasts. I started getting radio interviews. I started getting awards. And
Got awards as well.
yeah,
Tell us about some of these awards.
yeah, I've got a lot of awards.
I love that for you. I love that.
Thank
Really.
you. I've got a lot of awards. So there's a 40 under 40 award that I have in real estate.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
I won that. I'm just gonna mention a few popular ones. The SIBIB, so
What's SIBIB?
South African Black Property Practitioners Institute.
Yes.
So I've been nominated as top 100 property professionals in South Africa.
That's
That
amazing.
organization.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've also been. What's another award? Oh yeah, there was a top 16 youth owned brand awards,
Oh, wow.
which is quite big in
Yes,
Sure.
it is.
it's been around for
Big.
3 years. So
Big.
I won that last year in 2024. Sorry.
Nice.
Wait, was it? No, sorry, in 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's been, yeah, they have it annually. They have it annually. So I got top education brand sponsored by Wits.
Oh, wow.
For that category. That's an award I won as well. So yeah, just to mention. Oh, and then the last one. So I got. I was a finalist for young business professionals by Mpumalanga. It was BBQ Awards. I think that's hosted by JJ Tabane's foundation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was into the finalists for that. So yeah, those are just some of the interesting awards.
Multi-award winner. Yeah. Hey.
I love that because
Thank
it
you.
also shows that you're making an impact and it's being seen and recognized. And I think that also validates the work that you do as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, I'm one to, without seeming like I humble myself or whatever, but I'm one that's really passionate about social entrepreneurship. So
What's social entrepreneurship for you?
it's transformation. It's generational. There's so many words I could describe it as, but for me, it's I always describe my success based. I always measure it based on the people that are successful around me. Yeah. So We have a lot. We've got the South African Youth in Property Association.
Okay.
I was one of the co-founders.
Okay.
It's an NPO, so we literally have free educational courses on there.
Okay.
Some of these costs like 18,000 rand.
Sure.
We say to the young people, because I understand also the unemployment rate in this country is wild.
It's crazy, yes.
Especially for the youth, right? So we're trying to find a way to alleviate that. And real estate is one of the ways to do that, because this sector alone, it's 70% of the entire economy. Like,
Sure.
yeah, so real estate is very diverse. There's investments, there's Airbnbs, there's cleaning, there's plumbing, I always, besides Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? But I also look at it in terms of just one house.
Okay.
If you buy one, if you are the buyer and you buy one house, the estate agent gets paid. A bond originator gets paid for facilitating between the seller and the buyer. The attorneys get paid. The electrician that has to issue a COC gets paid. I can go on and on all the way to the notary offices. So the deeds office, there's a lot of employment that gets paid there. There's a furniture removal company that needs to move the furniture from there to there. So one house has created close to 12 jobs.
Wow, look at that. It's true, actually.
And if you look at how many houses we have in this country, we've got recently I looked at the stats, there were 7 million residential properties. Wow. Right. Sure. And you have about 350 to 500,000 houses sold every year.
Sure.
You can do the math. How many jobs are created from one house that's sold? So I feel like the space is literally massive. There's photographers there's a demand for photographers to take pictures of houses, and you get agencies that pay you for that. So that's what we're trying to do with the South African Youth in Property Association, is essentially bring in a lot of strategic partners, give free access to a lot of young entrepreneurs. Not everything is free. You know, I always say this, hey, here's a course on how to become a real estate agent. It's free.
Yes.
You get there and you still need petrol to drive around.
There's a cost.
There's a cost to it, you know. So there's so many things that one would say. So I always think, as much as we're trying to reduce the unemployment rate and all of that, we also need to just sharpen the mentality and the mindsets as well, you know. And I think that can take us a long way.
Sure. That's so interesting. How do you keep yourself on top of your game? Are there certain books that you're reading, podcasts that you're listening to, or daily habits and routines that kind of keep you on top of things?
Yes, definitely. So, I'm a reader. Currently reading 2 books at once.
Okay.
So I've fortunately, I'd say this is the blueprint. Fortunately, when I was going through the most back then, even there were times where my business, I've almost failed like 3 times, even after my awards, after my successes. One of the things that have kept me going is reading mindset books. There's so many mindset books I've read. How to become a positive thinker through I must remember that book, but How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Oh, Dale Carnegie.
48 Laws of Power.
Yes.
Robert
Greene, eh?
Robert Greene. Art of War.
Sun Tzu, yeah.
Sun Tzu. You're a reader.
He's an avid reader.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So I've read quite a lot of books that really shape the mindset and the mentality. And then later on in life, I started reading financial books. So, you know, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Okay.
I've read Richest Man in Babylon, all these different books. Yeah. So read books when you want to. For those especially that are not into reading, start reading mindset books. Because like going back to your question, what keeps me going? My mentality is out of this world. I'm not afraid of failure, and that's because of the mindset I've acquired over time.
Wow.
You know, resilience. Yeah. I always say, you know what, you can beat me at anything, but I'll have to die for me to lose. So those are the things that I've just adapted to mentally. But, you know, I think, and also, I mean, like recently, the practical things now as well, besides reading books that keep me going, is we had an issue 5 months ago, my company. we had a guy that came in and they did a new software. I announced a new CEO to take over the to run the company, my partner. And scaling was like, we're literally scaling too quickly. And then the guy that came in that did the software for us integrated all the systems that we're using to run the business.
Yeah.
So that software failed.
Oh,
Sure.
So
Imagine.
for 2 months straight, we've had issues with our portals, our marketing portals, you name it.
yeah.
So now we literally spend $500,000 on costs.
Sure.
Those accumulated like
Yeah.
without any revenue. Well, fortunately, there's other streams of incomes. We've got property investments and Airbnbs, all these different things. But our main business is sales,
of course,
right?
Yes.
So I almost lost my company.
Sure, I can imagine.
I went around asking for help from. I thought all the relationships I had, well, clearly they're not good enough. I went asking for from powerful people, from connected people. Guys, please help me. I need a business rescue. And I genuinely didn't get any assistance, right? But I can tell you now what got us back on track. I went back to we obviously changed the software and everything, went back to basics.
Yes.
I put targets on every sales agent. I brought in a call center, picked up the phone, we started calling.
Sure, back to basics.
We went back to basics. And we managed to get back on track. I mean, we're still recovering, but we definitely, I'm not now sitting in a position where I say, oh no, I need to close my business down.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So those are the things that keep me going. Is I always say, even for my children one day and my children's children, is I would like them to get into real estate, because should they ever be hungry, they know all they need to do is list a property.
Because people always be buying homes.
Yeah.
It's Maslow's hierarchy.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs. There will always, there's a demand for everything. There's a demand for, so right now we're focusing on corporate rentals, which is like an interesting venture so I didn't even know there was a huge demand for corporate rentals.
Really? Because I was also wondering, especially after COVID, where a lot of companies send people back home. I know that there's a big push to have them return and so, but in my mindset, I was always thinking, geez, I wonder how the corporate rental space is actually now.
Yeah, no, it's things have gone back to normal. So
that's good.
Our Airbnb division is doing extremely well.
Really?
Yeah. We're mostly fully booked on most of our properties.
Really?
Yeah. So those are the things that also I go, oh, the market is there. But I mean, essentially COVID makes sense back in COVID, but also COVID was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Things have quite gone back to normal now.
Yes.
Businesses are still sending out their stuff out there. They are sending bursaries to sponsor students. There's projects. There's NGOs that are very busy. There's so many, besides your average, family going on a holiday and booking an Airbnb space, there's actually more to it when it comes to the corporate space. And also, we don't only just put the platform, it's always important to be over creative. So we don't necessarily just put the platform on Airbnb and expect to get a booking. We do a whole portfolio of our properties where we've fully furnished them. We do a proper presentation, and we actually go to big companies like Heineken. Maybe I shouldn't mention.
No, it's the same space, man. Come on now.
We go to big companies. We go to hotels. We go to one of the top hotels that we are trying to work with now. We want referrals for the corporate clients that book at their hotels.
But what would be the motivation for a hotel to send a corporate client that they received through to you for Airbnb?
So because it's a top hotel, it's always fully booked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's a nice alternative.
Very clever.
Yes.
Very clever.
Thank you. Yeah. But obviously there's a cost to everything. We also need to match our properties to that standard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're currently trying that out. That's something I'm busy with at the moment. But yeah, but
I like that. It also speaks to strategic collaboration, kind of looking within your industry to say, where do we have shared clientele but different offerings?
correct.
And actually being able to come together and see what we can do together.
Correct.
Yeah,
Definitely, yeah.
I wanted to check with you, at what point did you decide and feel, okay, I can go into business for myself now?
Oh, while I was with Pam Gold.
The reason I'm asking is,
yeah.
you know, when you spoke about that first big listing you had for the 10 million,
Yes.
naturally, and I only learned this language recently from a book. This
Yeah.
book club I was with, they made me read this book about imposter syndrome.
Oh, that's
and as I would struggle with the idea, I don't have imposter syndrome. Then I realized what you are describing, actually it's natural within all of us, that at some point you think, selling a house for 10 million, who am I?
Yes.
That's the imposter syndrome
Yeah.
for one to get over. So now I'm trying to understand,
So
how did you go about getting over that? And then at what point did you decide also, okay, I'm going to start my own business now?
yeah. Sure. Imposter syndrome is such a serious thing for entrepreneurs. So I think at that okay, let me take myself back to all of us back to when I was with Pam Golding. So before I joined Pam Golding, I already wanted to start my own real estate company. So the whole idea of, I suppose, entrepreneurship for me then was still something totally new. And I wanted to milk as much information as possible from Pam Golding. And respectfully, you know, so I've always had an exit plan. I just didn't know it would take quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I think because with them for a year, the following year, I was already being approached by different smaller agencies that wanted to actually partner up as business to business.
Oh, wow.
As opposed to working for the agency.
I would see. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so then that's when I started my company in association with Discovery Realty. That was the lady. Also, she did not train me. She did not give me any resources. We just literally had a partnership agreement, and I did my own thing. I obviously used her license while I was getting my own.
Yes.
So because I also had the independence, I basically had to do everything on my own, but I obviously took everything from Pam Golding, you know. So I think to answer your question as well, how did I get to? I think I love scaling too quickly.
Okay.
And it can be a good and a bad thing. But I love scaling too quickly. When I sold 12 houses the first year for Pam Golding, when I started my own thing, I had sold 36 houses.
Sure.
Wow. You were in beast mode.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and for someone that has already sold 10 houses in the sector, even for new entrants, you would have realized so much. You would have gained so much confidence. So I do want to say, yes, there was a bit of an imposter syndrome at that point. How does one sell me with the house for 10 million? But guess what? After that realization, so exposure is such a beautiful thing.
It is.
After that realization, I was only listing in the estates after that.
Oh, wow.
Because I was like, it's possible.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you've already done one.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a catch-22. There's an imposter syndrome, but there's also a possibility.
For the audience as well, because they'd love to know, give me a type of estimate commission that an agent can potentially get by selling a house for 10 million.
Okay.
A ballpark figure.
Okay, cool. So let's say, most of the property owners in the high end like to negotiate their commission down to like 5% or something like that. Okay, so 10 million rand sold. Let's say you agree on 5% commission on the sale of the house. So tax, VAT, you have to share that. You have to split the commission together with the agency. That's 50-50. So you're looking at about 500,000.
Wow, from one.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Wow.
But remember, you have to. So
yes.
There's a cost breakdown.
Yes.
So most people assume the whole 500,000 comes to you. But
listen, and the reason that's important, I mean, my background is from mathematics environment, and what I'd often seen engaging different entrepreneurs is that sometimes they're not even aware of the potential. I mean, somebody can mention, and they're looking for different industries to go into. So it gives them an idea in terms of what is possible.
Yes.
It's not all the time you're going to sell a house for 10 million.
Oh yeah, no.
But,
sure.
in terms of the pursuit of honing their skills and so on and so forth, it's actually quite important.
Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely. And I think also when it comes to real estate, this is just advice, right? Especially to entrepreneurs getting into the space. It's 500,000 is so dangerous, especially for newbies in the sector, right? You get this lump sum straight into your pocket. You start. So that's what I did with my first commission. But my first commission was 30,000 rand. The value of the house was like 800,000.
Okay.
Yeah, and I split my costs, got 70,000, 30, yeah. So 30,000, I got it. I remember that first commission I used. I really don't remember where it went, but I remember where I spent most of the things I spent it on. So I think I've made a lot of financial mistakes as well, right? Getting into the sector and that was also, remember we spoke about how it's important to fail sometimes because that's where you learn.
That's where your lessons come.
I started creating passive income. I stopped getting excited for one sale. I started looking for how do I create a passive salary for myself while I sell the houses, so, and then I started venturing into property management. So for those who are wondering, how do you get paid? As long as there's a tenant that's staying there for 12 months, you're going to get paid for the next 12 months. Okay. So I started accumulating a rental book. I started investing in property.
So you've invested in property as well now?
Yeah, I've got a portfolio actually. Yeah, I've got a portfolio.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, no, I've got a portfolio.
What type of properties do you like in your portfolio?
So I've got apartments. I've got in 3 estates. I've got 3 apartments, and then I've got a standalone. I'm trying to build rooms at the back. So I'm trying to do something like that. And then I've got I'm trying to do a student accommodation.
Oh, nice.
At the moment, yeah. So I've had to sell off most of my properties. Because so one of the mistakes, I mean, I'm such an open person, I made quite a big mistake with my first property. So 21, got a bond because my commission was good. With better bonds, got my first property valued at 350,000. I put in a tenant there. I was getting my money every time. Then COVID came, but my problem was not necessarily COVID. So I never realized that I had to pay for levies.
Yes.
Rates and
those things add up.
And they added up.
They're not a joke.
Yeah. So I went on to get my second property with the same strategy. So one thinks I'm a property mogul. I've got properties, but it doesn't make sense if it's not financially.
If it's taking money out of your pocket.
It's taking money out of your pocket. So I went again. Good and bad with scaling. I went and I scaled. I got so many properties, not realizing that I'm actually accumulating. I'm accumulating the costs. So I've had to learn. So I've sold quite a number of properties. So now the strategy is very clear. I fully furnish the apartments. Hence the corporate idea. Because right now the economy does not. And I mean, I shouldn't be saying this. I should be getting buyers coming to my firm so I can make money. But I'm also willing to say, guys, the economy right now for buying obviously doesn't make sense. Especially for investment. So it's those that can afford it. It's those that have a plan. But if you're a first-time buyer and you're saying, I want to invest in a property, I'm going to get a tenant, just consider the additional costs associated with that.
It's very important.
Yeah,
that's one of the things, I mean, we learned through our property education journey, and the strategies that we took was that when investing, we would look to buy a property that provides cash flow from day one.
Yes.
It's very difficult to find. You got to spend a lot of time. And what we mean by cash flowing from day one is that when the tenant now pays the rent, if now we must minus the bond costs and the levies and all the different costs, is there money coming into our account or is money going out of our account? And that was a strategy. We followed different mentors and it's served us well. But what I wanted to ask, I mean, obviously, as we're looking to wrap up this conversation is, I mean, your journey has been so incredible. What type of advice would you give for aspiring entrepreneurs, whether the advice is related to guiding them towards property entrepreneurship or just any entrepreneurship, what type of advice would you give to the listeners who are aspiring entrepreneurs?
Okay. Might be a very cold, harsh one to end with.
Safe space.
Fine. Sometimes we need that real talk.
Yeah. You say this will sound harsh until you have to say it. But I think for young people, I guess one would say I speak from a place of privilege, right? But I would also disagree with that. There's no one's going to help you. Government is not going to help you. In fact, I despise going to government and saying to the government, please give me money. So I'm trying to find the right words for this, but basically the only thing that works in this life, whether it's entrepreneurship, whether it's relationship, marriage, whether it's school, it's hard work.
Yes.
It's effort. In my industry, like I said earlier on, when things are tough, I know the basics. I have to pick up the phone and call owners. The economy is tough. There's there's white people in the suburb, so no one wants to give me properties. There's no excuse, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And I think for the young person that's listening, work on your mindset. I also understand we've been spoiled a lot. Yeah, we've been spoiled a lot. Our parents have spoiled us as well. So it's our responsibility for the youth, especially, to work on our mindset. Your mindset is basically the blueprint for everything. Challenges, you name it, success, financial, you name it, it all boils down to your head.
Okay.
So read a lot of mentality books. Seek for mentorship. I think this is without wasting any time, I think this is one important one, especially now addressing the youth and the economic status of the youth, right?
Yeah.
I think we need to stop sending in CVs. I think we need to start... let me rephrase this. Okay. So I think we need to stop relying on the CV. Rather, let's change the proposal. So us to do free work.
Yes.
For these firms. Us to do free work for these mentors and these different people that you look up to. They will most likely look at the person that's willing to do the work for free than the
100%.
100 other applications that are asking for the job.
That's true.
And I think it's a value for value conversation. The value is, as a business owner, I don't need to pay you. You're a resource and I don't need to pay you. You're doing the free labor. But it's a value for value, right? As the person looking for, or rather doing the free work, you're getting access to all my strategies on how I do things.
Yes.
You're getting access to how I talk to clients, how I sell, how I do my books, how I got to that relationship.
Wow.
And if you are surrounded, if you're in my atmosphere, that's enough. That's enough, because then that's where you will learn. And chances are there'll come a time where I'm so used to you doing stuff for free. You'll come to me 4 months down the line and say to me, I can't afford this anymore. Be it I'm working from home or I'm working at the office. I don't have Wi-Fi. It doesn't have to be 4 months. Even 2 months is enough for one to go, this person has actually been valuable. I'm willing to give them a salary.
Yeah.
It's a strategy for young people to start getting into the job sectors. It's same thing with starting a business. Online presence now is such a big thing. Whether you're designing websites, doing graphic designing, it's a huge thing. Reach out to Papa and say, hey, can I do free stuff for your social media? Look, I'll do 3 free videos for you. I'll edit them. You become a video editor just like that.
Yes.
Wow. Yep.
Yes.
You start pricing it. So if we shift our mentality from no one is going to help us to I need to create value to get the help I need, we will go a long way as the youth.
Wonderful. Yeah.
I love that. That's such a big takeaway because it speaks to just being proactive.
Yes.
And taking matters into your own hands. Correct. I've gotten such amazing nuggets. Papa Biz, I'd like to hear from you in terms of the nuggets that Mhloni shared with us. What's standing out for you?
Yeah, I think you touched on it now. If I'm looking at your story, that's why I like to go back to the beginning. There's such a big break that you got in the opportunity to work as an intern. And even though, as it's true, you're working for free, some people, they'll take that opportunity and put a lot of negativity towards that. And what you did, and it's a big lesson, is that you really went about the work and mentally applied yourself as if you were a salaried or a person earning money there. And you made yourself basically an asset.
Yeah.
And because you made yourself an asset there, somebody said, I recognize it. People will always recognize when somebody's working hard. And by you doing that, you got to really learn what does it take in this industry. And not only that, but then you actually started applying that. And when things have gone down, even in your own business later on and so on, you still go back to basics. And it's such an important lesson for any entrepreneur, which is that, do you really understand the basics of the business environment that you're currently working in? Or are you there to post on social media that you're a CEO? Because if you understand the basics, when things are up or down, especially if things are down, you can still go back to the basics.
Correct.
And by applying the basics, you can get yourself out of any hole.
Correct.
But the important thing is to actually learn what the basics are. And that's something that I've really taken from you there. Nice one.
Thank you. Thank you.
No,
very
that's
much.
really powerful.
It's powerful. Thank you.
Tell me, if somebody wants to keep in touch with you, maybe they want to follow you on social media or reach out to your company for real estate services, how do they do that?
Okay. So my personal brand, Mhlonishwa Winston Kunene, that's the website, that's the social media, all platforms, TikTok, Instagram, you name it. My business and services, so it's Libertalia Group. You can just search Libertalia. So we've got 3 divisions: real estate, we do residential, commercial, sales, and so forth. We do Airbnb investments. We do corporate rental. So yeah.
Okay.
And then you can find that information on the website. We are also in the finance space, but solely for bond origination.
Okay.
Yeah, so we offer those services as well. And then we've got our education division. Just search for South African Youth in Property Association.
Yes.
Okay.
That's where you'll get most of the stuff.
Yes.
Most value there. For those that want to get into the space, especially just to learn about what's this industry about and whatnot. So we do a lot of education there. We've got accreditations, accredited certificates as well for NQF 4, NQF 5. So we've got a training company under our education division.
Cool.
And how to invest in property.
Okay.
And then lastly, reach out to we've just recently opened a division, how to acquire property without using the bank's money or credit.
Okay.
It's all legal. It's under the Land Delineation Act. The person running with this posted a video and they got like so many views on TikTok and they started calling her a scammer.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, but I think you go through our stuff. We're quite out there. We can assist with that as well for owners, buyers that are looking at something like that. Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Thank you.
I think for me, from my side, I'm just super proud, man.
Oh, thank
I
you.
think
Thank you so
you're
much.
doing such amazing stuff. I'm also from the East Rand. My family's from Tsakane.
Oh, Tsakane.
Yes.
Of
And
course.
so
Yeah.
to have such an incredible entrepreneur come from my own doorstep it fills me with so much pride.
Yeah, sure.
And I think it's so important. We need to have these living, breathing examples of what is possible.
Sure.
And I just love how transparent you are. You've painted a picture of resilience. You've shared the mistakes. You've shared the learnings. You've shared the good times. And it also just helps to paint an honest reflection of what entrepreneurship is about.
Right.
It's not only roses.
Yes.
So I really appreciate that. So thank you so much for the great work you're doing.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me. This was amazing.
Nice one.
Absolutely welcome.
Yeah, no.
All right, monetizers. So that brings us to the end of this week's podcast conversation. I hope that you are feeling motivated and inspired as I am. Please do leave your comments down below within the comment section. And don't forget to plug into all of our social media platforms. It's at Monetise Your Business, so that you can also plug into our physical workshops. You never know, we could be coming to an area near you. Until our next podcast conversation, bye-bye.
Cheers, guys.